Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram Ram Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare
Ram
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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare Ram
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar
Krishna
Shivasati
Krishna
Gaur
Hare Hare
Bhakta Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare Ram
Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Ram, Ram. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram Ram,
Hare Hare Krishna, 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 Hare 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 Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Hare, Krishna
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Krishna, 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram
Hare Rama, Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna, 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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare
Ram Hare Ram, Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare.
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram. Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram.
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Ram Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Ram, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
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 Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Ram Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare Ram Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Krishna 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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare Ram.
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram.
Ram Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Hare Ram Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna.
Krishna 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 Hare Ram
Hare Hare.
Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna 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 Hare Ram
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare Ram Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram.
Ram Ram Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare Ram
Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Ram
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Krishna 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 Ram
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna 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 Hare Ram
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna 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 Hare Ram Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna Ram Krishna Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Hare Ram Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Ram
Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Hare Hare
Ram Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram Hare Ram
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
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 Ram Hare Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Ram Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram 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 Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Hare Ram
Ram
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Ram 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Ram Hare Ram Ram
Ram Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Ram Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare
Ram,
Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram,
Hare Ram 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 Krishna 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 Krishna
Ram 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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Rama
Hare
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 Rama
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Rama
Ram
Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Rama Krishna
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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna,
Rama
Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Rama
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Rama Hare Rama
Krishna
Rama Rama
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Rama Hare
Ram
Rama
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Rama Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Rama Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Rama Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare Rama
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama Hare
Hare
Rama
Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Rama Hare
Krishna Krishna
Rama
Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama
Ram
Rama
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Rama
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Rama
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Rama
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama Hare Hare Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Rama
Krishna
Hare
Rama
Ram, Hare Ram,
Rama
Ram
Rama
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Rama
Ram Hare
Rama
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare Rama
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare,
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Rama
Ram Ram Hare
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 Rama
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare
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 Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Rama Hare Hare Rama
Hare
Rama
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare Rama Hare Rama Rama Rama
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Rama
Hare
Hare
Ram
Rama
Hare Ram
Rama Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare Rama
Hare
Hare Rama
Krishna,
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Rama,
Hare Hare Ram
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Nityananda, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Radharani
Hare,
Gaura,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Rama, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna
Rama,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna,
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Rama,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna 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 Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Rama,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna 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 Krishna
Ram Ram,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Ram Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna 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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare Ram Krishna 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 Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram Ram Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Hare Hare Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Krishna 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 Hare Ram Krishna 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Ram
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna 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 Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare
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 Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Rama,
Hare Hare Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Rama,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare Rama,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Rama,
Krishna Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Ram
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna 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 Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare,
Ram Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Hare, Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Ram Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna 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 Krishna,
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna,
Ram,
Ram Hare
Ram,
Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Ram, 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 Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram, Ram, Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare, Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram, 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 Hare
Hare Ram, Ram,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram, Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare Ram,
Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram, Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Ram,
Hare Hare Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Ram, Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram, Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Ram, 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare,
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, 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 Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Ram,
Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Ram,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram,
Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hari
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Ram
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 Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hari Hari Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hari
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
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 Hari Ram Ram Hari Krishna
Hare
Hari
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hari
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hari Hari Krishna Hari Ram Hari Ram
Ram Ram
Hari
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hari 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 Krishna Hari Hari
Ram
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 Hari
Ram Hare
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hari
Krishna
Hari Hare Ram Hari Ram 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 Hari
Hare
Hari
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari Ram 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 Hari Hari Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Hari
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hari
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hari
Ram
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 Hari
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hari
Ram
Hari Ram
Ram
Hari
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Hari
Hare
Hari
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hari
Hare
Hari Ram
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 Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari Ram Hari Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hari
Hare
Hari
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Hari
Ram
Hari
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hari
Krishna
Hari Krishna Hari Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hari
Ram
Hari
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hari
Ram
Hari
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare Hare
Hari
Krishna
Hari Krishna 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hari
Ram
Hari
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Hari Hari
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Hare
Hari
Ram
Hari
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hari
Krishna
Hari
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hari
Ram
Hari
Hare
Hari
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Hari
Krishna
Hari
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hari Hari
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hari
Krishna
Hari Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hari Hari Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hari
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hari
Hare
Hari
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Ram Ram Hari Hari
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hari Hari Krishna 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 Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hari
Hare
Hari
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Ram Hare Ram 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 Hari Hari Krishna 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 Hare Hari Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hari
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram
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 Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram
Ram
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare 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 Krishna
Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Hare Ram Krishna
Ram
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram
Ram Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Ram
Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram
Ram Ram Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Ram Hare
Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram
Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare Ram Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare Ram
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram Hare Ram Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare 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 Ram
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram
Ram Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram
Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Krishna
Ram Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram
Chaitanya
Hare
Prabhu
Hare
Nityananda
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Jai Shri Krishna,
Krishna
Jai
Krishna
Shri
Krishna
Krishna.
Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram Ram
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna.
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram Hare
Hare Ram
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Ram Hare Ram
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare Ram Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna.
Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare Hare
Ram
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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna.
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna.
Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare Ram
Ram
Ram Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Ram, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Ram Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare,
Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare,
Ram Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Very good,
Ram
very
Ram Ram
good.
Ram
Thank you,
Hare Hare
Mangari
Krishna,
himself,
Krishna Krishna
Papa.
Hare 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 Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram Ram Ram Hare
I
Krishna, Hare
get up
Krishna
at
Hare Hare Hare
4:30
Ram Ram
sometimes.
Hare
I
Krishna
mean daily.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Today okay, Papa.
Hare
But
Krishna Hare
yesterday, I was feeling so low. No associate.
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Rama,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Ram
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 Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram Ram Ram
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram Ram Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram Krishna, Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram 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 Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram 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 Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Ram
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 Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Ram
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Ram Ram Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Ram 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 Ram, Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Ram,
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Ram 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram,
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Hare
Ram 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram
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 Ram,
Ram Ram Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram Ram Krishna
Ram 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 Ram, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Ram 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 Ram,
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram Ram
Ram Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Ram 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 Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna
Ram 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 Ram, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare 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 Ram Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Ram, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Ram
Hare Ram 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 Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram 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 Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Hare
Ram 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama
Krishna Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Hare
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 Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Jai
Krishna,
Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Hare
Prabhu
Krishna Krishna
Nityananda Shri
Hare
Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari
Krishna,
Gaura
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare Ram, 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 Ram.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare
Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Ram Ram
Ram.
Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram.
Hare 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 Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
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 Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Ram, Hare
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 Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram.
Ram
Hare Krishna, Samarapana.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna
Hare
Prabhu
Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna Prabhuji
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Thank you all for joining. So we have India Fest today. So if you want to come for the book distribution, please come. Krishna Prasad is generally doing book distribution and others. Okay, so we'll read Srimad Bhagavatam.
Veena would also be there today.
Yes, that's nice. Namata is there. Okay, so we are on 7th
I
canto.
wanted to present the presentation on book distribution.
Yeah, 8 o'clock. Is that?
Okay, 8 to 9. Then we have to go to home program.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
8 to 9.
I want to have time for feedback. So maybe I can share tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay, if you want to share today, it's fine. But we'll skip our Bhagavatam reading. Whatever is convenient, today or tomorrow. When is your class?
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday. So we have time, so we can do it tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. Where are we? Which verse we are on? Go to Okay, so we are on 7:15:55. Instructions for civilized human beings is the title of this chapter. We may have to end early today because we Devayanam idam prahur bhutva bhutvanu urvashah atma yajyupashantatma yatma sthona nivartate. This gradual process of elevation for self-realization is meant for those who are truly aware of the absolute truth. After repeated birth on this path, which is known as Devyan, one attains these consecutive stages. So generally we say there is two paths, Devyan and Pitryan. Devyan, as Prabhupada describes here, is a gradual path which gives elevation to higher planets. One attains these consecutive stages. One who is completely free from all material desires, being situated in the self, need not traverse the path of repeated birth and death. Okay, so there is a slow path, we say, Pravritti Marg and Nivritti Marg. So on the path of Pravritti Marg, there is gradual elevation. But those who are free from material desires, they don't have to go through this step by step. And Krishna consciousness can actually make you free from all material desires. How? How Krishna consciousness can make you free from all material desires? By
Purification of the heart.
Purification of heart, by giving you higher taste.
Mm.
So you can become actually free from all material desires. Vairagya automatically develops, detachment comes. Vasudevi Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayati Asu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayada Hetukam. Yes. So that is how automatically detachment comes. Okay, so there is no purport to this verse. Pravritti Marg is like path of sense gratification in a regulated way, and then slowly, you become frustrated, and then you say, okay, now moksha, I'm tired of this. Going up and down, I'm tired. Been there, done that, been there, done that. Now I want to go back home, back to Godhead. Okay, so.
And Devayan was talked about in previous verses where you go to heavenly planets.
Yes.
And you fall down.
Shine punya martya lokam vishanti. Krishna says, when your punya runs out, then again you can come down. Okay, so like that. We have Shyam Sundar Prabhu on the call. Is it Shyam Sundar Prabhu? Am I seeing correctly?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Oh, okay. Nice Krishna's picture. Okay, so let's read. There is no purport. Next verse. Yete pitre devanam ayane veda nirmite shastrena chakshusha veda janastopi na muyati. Even though situated in a material body, one who is fully aware of the paths known as Pitrayan and Devayan, and who thus opens his eyes in terms of Vedic knowledge, is never bewildered in this material world. So once situated in Krishna consciousness, then one is not bewildered by all the flowery language of the Vedas. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, don't be attracted by the flowery language of Vedas, which promote elevation to heavenly planets and higher planetary destination. Yeah, don't be bewildered by this. Don't be attracted. Trai gunya vishaya veda nistrai gunyo bhava arjuna. The Vedas deal mainly with the three modes of material nature. And one should not be bewildered by this. Why? Because it will not satisfy you. You can get heavenly enjoyment, but it will not satisfy. So Prabhupada says, those who know the goal of the Vedas, which is to know Krishna, Vedesha sarve raham vedyo, they are not bewildered by this Karma Kanda section of the Vedas, which says, okay, if you want this, then you worship this demigod, if you want this. In the Bhagavad Gita, in the 6th chapter, Krishna says, those who are in Krishna consciousness, they are not bewildered even in the midst of the greatest difficulty.
Yam
Yes,
labdava cha param labham mannete nadikam tata yasmin sthito na dukkhinam gurunabhi vichalyate.
Yes. Yes. Having gained this, he thinks there is no greater gain. Yam labdva cha param labham manyete nadikam tataha. Na adhik means no greater gain. Manyate means he is thinking, oh, this I've got the highest thing. That's why Krishna says, when you are self-realized, then you will become indifferent to all that is being spoken and heard. Because all these things don't make any sense, like for the pure devotee. When you are passed out of, what is that verse? Passed out of the dense forest of delusion. There's a verse. Then you'll become indifferent to all this.
252.
2nd chapter. verse 52. Let's look at that. Yadate moha kalilam buddhir tarishyati tada gantasi nirvedam shrotavyasya shrutasya cha. When your intelligence has passed out of the dense forest of delusion, you shall become indifferent to all that has been heard and all that is to be heard. And Prabhupada gives the example of Madhavendra Puri. He is done with all the rituals because he has taken shelter of Govinda. So he says, "Oh, my prayers 3 times a day, all glory to you. Oh, bathing, I offer my obeisances to you." That doesn't mean we don't bathe, but he says, all these rituals, oh demigods, Sandhya Vandanam and all this. Oh forefathers, please excuse me for my inability to offer you my respects. Now wherever I sit, I can remember the great descendant of Yadu dynasty, the enemy of Kans, and thereby I can free myself from all sinful bondage. I think this is sufficient for me. So one who takes up Krishna consciousness feels very satisfied and he thinks, I don't need anything else. Everything is there if I surrender to Krishna. Shraddha Shabde Vishwash Kahe. Shraddha Shabde Vishwash Kahe.
तू दृढ़ निश्चय कृष्ण भक्ति कोयले सर्व कर्म करता है.
Krishna Bhakti Koile Sarva. So that faith that if I serve Krishna, I don't need to serve all this demigod and that demigod. No, everything is finished. Devarshi Bhutapta, one blacksmith method. With one stroke you finish. Surrendering to Krishna, finish. All life is perfect. You don't have to do all the different kinds of, So this is faith. And if I chant Hare Krishna, it says one who is chanting Hare Krishna has performed all the rituals. Aho bato swapachato garyan yajji vagre vartate nama tubhyam te pustapaste juhuvu shashturarya brahmana churnama grinanti yete. Devahuti speaks. Says, one who is on the Krishna conscious chanting Hare Krishna has done all the. So means you have surpassed all this. You have come to surrender to Krishna. Then of course, we may not have done that, but by mercy of Prabhupada, we have come to this point of understanding the highest thing. That's why Bhakti Yoga is the highest. When you surrender to Krishna, that's the highest. On the yoga ladder, that's the highest. Okay, so once you are situated in Krishna consciousness, you can never be bewildered. Why? Because Krishna protects. Krishna protects, and the devotee is so much convinced and has faith in Krishna's words. And he gets realization by Krishna's mercy. So he can never be bewildered by Maya. If you take shelter of Krishna, Maya cannot touch you. That's how it is. So because we have not taken full shelter of Krishna, that's why we are sometimes in Maya, sometimes Krishna. Like one disciple approached Prabhupada. Prabhupada, sometimes I fall into Maya. No. You are always in Maya. Sometimes you fall into Krishna. He says like that. So we can never be bewildered. Acharyavan Purusho Veda, one who is guided by the bona fide spiritual master, knows everything as stated in the Vedas, which set forth the standard of infallible knowledge. So those who are bona fide spiritual master, they learn the conclusion of the Vedas. They understand what is the purpose of all these Vedas. Vedas are vast, and it is very difficult to ascertain. But when you come to the spiritual master, the pure devotees like Prabhupada, then you can understand the whole essence of all the Vedas, and which Krishna also says directly. Vedesha sarver aham eva vedyo, Vedanta krit vedavid eva chaham. So Vedeshu durlabham, Krishna is very difficult to find through the Vedas. There are so many Vedas, so many Vas, Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Upasana Kanda. There are different sections of the Vedas. It's very difficult to know what is so many Upanishads, but all the essence of the Upanishads is in Bhagavad Gita. Sarva Upanishado Gavo Dogdha Gopalanandana. Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gitamritam Mahat. If all Upanishads are like a cow, then the essence of the cow is the milk, and that milk is Bhagavad Gita. And Krishna is the cowherd boy who's milking all the Upanishads, and Arjuna is the calf who is supposed to drink, and all intelligent people, Sudhir, they are supposed to enjoy this nectarian milk of Bhagavad Gita. And all essence of the Puranas is in the Bhagavatam. Nigamakalpataror kalitam phalam sukhamukadamrita drava sanyutam pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam aho muhur aho rasika bhuvi bhavuka.
In other words, Sarva Vedanta Saram hi Sri Bhagavatam ishyate tadra samrata triptasya nanyatra sadrati kvachit. That Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence of all Vedanta.
Yes, so if you have Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, you get the essence of everything, and you don't need anything else. Yeah, it is said, Srimad Bhagavatam Mahamuni Krite Kim Vapare Rishvara Sadyoridi Avarudyate Atra Prithibhi Shushrubi Tatshanat. In the second verse of Bhagavatam, it is saying that if Bhagavatam is there, then what is the need of any other scripture which has been compiled by the Mahamuni Vyasadeva? Srimad Bhagavatam Mahamuni Krite Kim Vapare Rishvara Sadyoridi Avarudyate. And by submissive oral reception of the Bhagavatam, then Krishna becomes manifest in the heart. So this is Yasya vai shruyamanayam Krishna parama purushe bhakti rutpadyate pumsam shoka moha bhayapaha. Bhakti to the Supreme Lord awakens in the heart. Kale nanati dirghena bhagwan vishate ridhi. Shrinvatam Shraddhaya Nityam Grinatasya Cheshtitam Kale Nanati Dirghena Bhagwan Vishate Ridhi. So Bhagwan will enter, or is already there, it will manifest. Krishna will become more and more Krishna conscious. So, and we should hear from the Acharya. And Prabhupada is the Acharya. And he said, all these purports are my devotional ecstasies. When I sit down to write, Krishna personally comes and dictates to me what to write. So these are all very transcendental things. Acharyavan Purusho Veda, one who is guided by the bona fide spiritual master, knows everything as stated in the Vedas, which set forth the standard of infallible knowledge. As recommended in Bhagavad Gita, Acharya Upasanam. This is 13.8 through 12 in the Bhagavad Gita, 13th chapter, verse 8 through 12. Amanitvam adambitvam ahimsa shantirarjavam acharyopasnam saucham stairyam atma vinigraha. One should worship the Acharya. And how do you worship? By giving your ears, by hearing from the great souls. So, Acharya Upasnam. That's why we worship Srila Prabhupada every day. Upasana means to worship. Acharya Upasnam. One must approach Acharya for real knowledge. And that's why Krishna says, in a humble way, tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya updekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshina. 4.34 Krishna says, yes, one should approach the bona fide spiritual masters or the self-realized persons and render service to them in a service attitude with submissiveness. And you can submit your inquiry, not in a challenging way, but in a submissive way. Then the self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. So, so that is a way of learning anything, right? We have to be submissive, or we have to at least have faith. And then that's why humility is one of the first items. Humility means I don't know, right? Prabhupada defines humility as, humility means one should not be anxious to have the satisfaction of being honored by others. Humility means one should not be anxious to have the satisfaction of being, not put yourself in the center, right? I mean, That's humility. Humility also means no desires for sense gratification. Yes, because as we have desires for sense gratification, we are putting ourselves in the center. Then Krishna is not in the center. So humility means to put the pure devotees in the center, Krishna in the center. I am not in the center. So we put Srila Prabhupada in the center. Yes. So, so that is an not expecting. That's how humility means freedom from all desires for subtle sense gratification also and gross. As recommended in Bhagavad Gita, Acharya Upasanam, one must approach the Acharya for real knowledge. They say if you're not perfect, then you should be humble. If you're not perfect, then you should be humble. Yes, I have so many shortcomings, I'm not perfect. And if you're humble, then you'll become perfect, because then you will take shelter of Krishna. When you are humble, then you take shelter. When you feel helpless, yes, I am not, Maya is so powerful. I'm being beaten up by Maya. I cannot control my mind and my senses and all these things. It's very difficult. Krishna, I need your help. I surrender to you. You can take care of me better than I can take care of myself. Of course, that doesn't mean we don't try. We try to control our, but Prabhupada would often say that without taking shelter of Krishna, many yogis have failed on this path. So only by Krishna's taking shelter of Krishna's lotus feet, Krishna, please protect me. Krishna also says, yeah, you cannot get protection from Maya unless you surrender to me. Devi esha gunamayi mama maya durattaya mamevaya prapadyante maya mitam tarantite. Without taking shelter of Krishna, nobody can get any protection from Maya. For the time being, yes, but then it is very difficult. So that's why, and taking shelter of Krishna means taking shelter of the holy name. Nam ekam sharanam vraja. Sarva dharman parityajya. Nam ekam sharanam vraja. Mam ekam sharanam vraja. But nam ekam sharanam vraja. So also nam. So in this age, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam eva kevalam kalo nasteva 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 gatirane. So there's a nice lecture from Rukmini Krishna Prabhu that we can hear on. I was hearing a little bit. So we need inspiration in chanting the holy name. And if you chant the holy name very nicely, everything will come from the Nam. As recommended in Bhagavad Gita, Acharya Upasanam, one must approach the Acharya for knowledge. Tad Vijnanartham Sagurumeva Abhigachet, Mundak Upanishad 1 to 12. Eva Abhigachet means compulsory. If you want to understand the absolute truth, then you have to approach a bona fide spiritual master. Tad Vijnanartham Sa Gurum Eva Abhigachet, Samit Pani Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam. This is the next line, I think. Samit Pani Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam, yes. Brahmanishtam means those who are fixed up in the absolute truth. And if you serve, if you hear from such a person, if you serve, you get the qualities of those who are Brahmanishtam, right? Prabhupada was one Brahmanishtam, and he created so many Brahmanishtams, because those who come in contact with such a person, they also become Vyavasaitmika Buddhi, they become very fixed up. So if you hear, that's why reading Prabhupada's books is very important. First, we should read Prabhupada's books. One must approach the Acharya, for then one will receive perfect knowledge. And if you're a perfect guide, then you can navigate your way out of many different difficulties, obstacles. Like you are in a jungle and you don't know how to go out. But if you're a guide, then he knows the way, he can say. So we are in this jungle. In the banyan tree, Krishna describes in the 15th chapter, this vast banyan tree. We are situated on this banyan tree. And if you have a guide, then we can get out of this banyan tree of material existence. Material world is described as a Urdhva Moolam Adha Shakha, right, which has roots upwards and branches. This is a perverted reflection. We are in this. So that's why we need. So one must approach the Acharya, for then one will receive perfect knowledge. When guided by the spiritual master, one attains the ultimate goal of life. Yeah, so we can get guidance, we can avoid so many difficult situations. If we have right advice, we can save ourselves from so much trouble. And if we are in difficulty, we can get out from that situation. If we take guidance from, if we surrender. And surrender means taking instructions. So our disease is that we don't want to surrender, right? Because I think I know it everything. This is the false ego. Yeah. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he met Ishwara Puri, right? He said, Ishwara Puri told him, "You're a fool. You cannot study Vedanta." Mhm. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he accepted that, yes. What is that verse? More murkha dekhi.
Kiba manta diya ghosai kiba
No, that is the next one. But more murkha dekhi. He says, you don't have adhikar to understand all this. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, then later on, what you are saying is that. Prabhu kahe suna Shripad ihara karan guru more murkha dekhi karila shashan. My spiritual master considered me a fool. That is, he's telling to Prakashananda Saraswati, but there is, I think, Murkha tumi tumar nahi ka Vedanta adhikar Krishna mantra japa sada ehi mantra sar. Yeah, saying Murkha tumi. He chastised, of course, to tell Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, yes, he told me, Murkha tumi, tumar nahi Vedanta adhikar. Don't have the qualification to study all this Vedanta and all this. Krishna mantra japa sada a mantra sar. Just chant. Krishna mantra hoite hobe sansara mochan. Krishna nama hoite pabe Krishna racharan. Indeed, simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one will be able to see the lotus feet of the Lord. Like Premananda Maharaj, he was always Nam Jap, Nam Jap. So much Nam Jap that even in our sleep, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, even in our sleep, we are doing Nam Jap. We should do so much Nam Jap. So,
But Rukmini Krishna Prabhu was saying what we do is while chanting we sleep. While sleeping we should also chant, but what we do is while chanting we sleep.
yeah, while chanting. So indeed, simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one will be able to see the lotus feet of the Lord. So we should do Nama Vino Kali Kale Nahi Yar Dharm Sarva Mantra Sar Nam E Shastra Marm. This is the essence of all the scriptures. Sarva Mantra. Nam. So this is what my spiritual master taught me this. And Hare Nam, he's telling to Prakashananda Saraswati. And then afterwards, when he chanted the Hare Krishna mantra, then he experienced ecstatic symptoms and he went to his spiritual master and said, what kind of mantra have you given me? Kiba mantra dila goshai, kiba tarabal. Japite mantra korila pagal. Oh, what kind of mantra you have given me? This has made me crazy. Like that. So anyway, so they got so much, of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yeah, here it says, Dhairya dharite na nari hoilama unmat. Hasi kandi nachi gai yaiche madamat. While chanting the holy name of Lord in pure ecstasy, I lose myself and I thus laugh, cry, dance, and sing just like a madman. So anyway, so okay, so when we are guided by the spiritual master and we surrender, then we get all perfection of life. Okay, anybody like to say anything? Before we go to the next verse. Shyam Sundar Prabhu is also there. So he can also say.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. You already said enough, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay. You are coming today, Shyam Sundar Prabhu, to the
Yes, I
intern?
will come. Yes.
Okay. You can help us.
Yes, of course, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, next verse. Adavante jananam sad. Adavante jananam sad. Bahiranta paravaram. Jnanam gneyam vacho vachyam. Tamo jyotis tvayam swayam. Just like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu presented himself as a fool, Sanatana Goswami also presented himself as a fool before Lord Chaitanya. He says, everybody calls me a big Pandit. I am so learned, and he was learned. He knew so many languages and he was a scholar. But I am such a fool that I don't know who I am and why this I am suffering from the threefold miseries. So please instruct me. Like that. Japa tapat troy, right? He says, Prabhupada, I can hear Prabhupada's voice. Ke ami, who am I? I don't know. Everybody calls me, but I don't know who I am. So if you don't know who you are, then you're like if you're in the bodily conception of life, you're thinking you're the body, then you are like a cow or ass. Yasyatma buddhi kunapetri dhatuke swadhi kalatradeshu bhauma ijjadi yattirtha buddhi shalilena karhichij janeshu abhigneshu sa eva gokhara. Gokhara, go, cow and ass. It says one who identifies with this body which is made up of three elements, bile, mucus and air, kapha, pitta, vayu, as oneself and considers all the extensions of his body like his wife and children as his own, and who considers his place of birth as worshipable, and he goes to a holy place simply to take bath, but not hear from the self-realized souls who are living there, then he is considered like a cow or ass. Bhagavatam verse, this is Bhagavatam is saying like that. So first we have to realize, I'm not this body. And as soon as you realize or you understand, I will live beyond this body. I will not die. I will. So where am I going next? Why am I here? So all these questions will come. Where was I before this life? Of course, that's not so much relevant now. Now we are in this body, but where was I? Where will I go? And what is this whole thing about? So otherwise, simply on the bodily conception of life, we get bewildered. Janasya mohayam aham mameti. In thinking in terms of this body, I and mine. Oh, this is my family. This is my I and mine. This is the pumsa striya mithuni bhava metam. Tayor mitho hridaya granthi mahu. Ata griha kshetra sutapta vittir janasya mohayam aham mameti. The attraction between male and female is the basic principle of material existence. And when they unite together, then the knot in the heart, Hridaya Granthi, is tightened. And then one thinks of one's home, Ata Griha, Kshetra, one's field of activity, the job and all. Ata Griha Kshetra, Suta, children, Apta, relatives, with their wealth, and he becomes captured by this. Of course, we have Grihastha life, but I'm just saying that Janasya Mohayam Aham Mameti, and he becomes completely bewildered by the conception of I and mine. He is identifying with the body as his self, but we are not this body. This is the first instruction in the Bhagavad Gita. To realize that, it takes so much time, right? To just get out of this bodily conception of life is such a difficult thing. That's why they say in the stages of bhakti, anartha nivritti takes a very long time. Anartha nivritti means becoming free from all the contamination in the heart and all the misconceptions and all the misidentification of who we are. It takes a long time, anartha nivritti. But if we do good bhajan, and bhajan, after bhajana kriya comes anartha nivritti. If we do good bhajan, if we surrender to Krishna, if he do devotional service, then it will result in anartha nivritti. And all these material desires, which are actually not artha means something which is valuable, and anartha means that which is not valuable. But that what is not valuable, we are thinking it's very valuable, and we are engaged in fulfilling those things. Our time is going in those things, but it's not really valuable. So anartha, nivritti means you become retired. You become free from all this by chanting the holy name. Cheto darpana marjanam. If you chant the holy name nicely, then slowly the mirror of the heart will become clean. Devotional service. And you'll realize who you are. When the mirror is foggy, you look in the mirror, you cannot see yourself. You see a very hazy. You cannot see yourself. So the mirror of our heart, our consciousness is clouded by so many anarthas. That's why we cannot see, we cannot perceive ourselves as the spirit soul, as servant of Krishna, part and parcel of Krishna. So you have to clean the mirror, right? After you take a bath, if it's hot and the vapors form on the mirror, it creates fog, like vapors. So you just take a paper towel and just clean it up, and then you can see yourself. So as long as our heart is dirty, we cannot see who we are and what is my position in this material world and all these things. So that's why this is the process to clean the heart, the chanting of the holy name, especially in this age. So we should take it very seriously. Okay.
Rukmini Krishna Prabhu was talking about 5 A's in chanting.
Attraction, attention,
Absorption,
absorption,
attachment, and affection.
Attachment and affection, yes. Attraction, first you get attracted. He was saying there are so many billboards when you drive, but some billboards you get attracted. Oh, that is nice, whatever it is. iPhone, oh, that's advertised. Okay. Then where your attraction is there, then attention. Okay, then you pay attention to that. Then you become absorbed. Then comes
Attachment.
Attachment comes, and then affection. So like that. So of course we say first attention. Also, when we chant with attention, then attraction comes.
He was saying when we hear the glories of the holy name, we develop some attraction to start chanting the holy name. That's
But
like
first you have to be attentive to hearing, right? You have to be attentive to some way or other. Like Rupa Goswami says, the taste will come if you attentively chant every day. Kintva adarad anudinam. Yeah, but why would I chant, right? That is the thing. Why would I chant? Unless I have heard about it. So hearing is the first thing, Shravanam. If you do Shravanam nicely, if you do hear nicely, then your inspiration will increase to chant. Shravanam, then Kirtanam will happen. Yes. So normally in the first stage, of course, Kirtan is always very attractive, right? When you come, generally it is very attractive, Kirtan. But whether attraction comes first or attention and then attraction, whichever way you look at it, but you have to hear something first with attention, then attraction will come. Although he said attraction and then attention, but okay. Next verse. He who exists internally and externally. So I was saying, humility is very important. Without humility, nobody can make any advancement in anything. If you think you already know, then you cannot learn anything from anybody. And this is all the false ego. That's why we can't surrender. And knowledge can make you proud also. Yeah, I know so much. Yeah, there's all. But we know this pastime of, who was that? Who had a lot of knowledge, but did not offer respect.
Romaharshan Sutta.
Yeah, Romaharshan Sutta. He was sitting on Vyasasan. He was speaking all big knowledge, but no humility, which Balramji detected, because Balramji is in Balram's appearance day is coming up. So then it doesn't work like that. It's a tree which is laden with fruits will bow down, right? It said will be bent. So uh, so all these things ultimately has to produce humility in the heart and all the good qualities. That is the proof that we are following the process of devotional service properly. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagvatya kinchana sarve gunais tatra samasate sura. Harava bhaktasya kuto mahad guna manorathena sati dhavato bahi. This Bhagavatam saying like that. And Krishna is saying, these are the qualities, adveshta sarva bhutana, maitra karuna ivacha. Then such a person is very dear to me. So he who exists internally and externally at the beginning and end of everything and of all living beings as that which is enjoyable and is the enjoyer of everything. Superior and inferior is the supreme truth. Okay. So Krishna says he's the beginning of everything. Aham sarvasya prabho. Anadiradir govinda sarva karana karanam. And at the end, he's existing. That's the Chatushloki. I think Prabhupada is quoting that. Chatushloki Bhagavatam. Aham eva shameva agre. That's verse. Superior and inferior is the supreme truth. He always exists as knowledge and the object of knowledge, as expression and the object of understanding, as darkness and as light. Thus he, the Supreme Lord, is everything. Of course, we also exist always. न जायते म्रियते व कदाचित् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः अजो नित्य शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे न त्वेवाहं जातु नासं न त्वं नेमे जनाधिपः न चैवं न भविष्यामः सर्वे वयमतः परम्. There was never a time, so we also exist. Krishna exists and we also exist simultaneously. Although he is our source in one sense, but sun and sunshine both exist simultaneously. Here the Vedic aphorism, Sarvam Khalva Idam Brahma. This is quoted mostly by Mayavadis, who say everything is Brahman, is explained. It is also explained in Chatushloki Bhagavatam, which begins with 29, 33, 34, 35. Ahameva sameva gre. The Supreme Lord existed in the beginning. He exists after the creation and maintains everything. And after destruction, everything merges in him, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Prakritim yanti mamikam. Thus, the Supreme Lord is actually everything. In the conditioned state, we are bewildered in our understanding. But in the perfect stage of liberation, we can understand that Krishna is the cause of everything. Ishvara Parama Krishna, Satchidananda Vigraha, Anadiradir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme controller. He has an eternal, blissful, spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, for he is the prime cause of all causes. That is the perfection of knowledge. Okay, so yeah, and those who know the position of Krishna in truth, Krishna says, what does he say? Those who know me in Tattvataha, what do they do? What is that verse? Aham, huh?
Janma karma chame divim.
Yeah, that is there. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate. Iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. They will engage in my devotional service with all their hearts. That's when you know Krishna. Actually, Prabhupada says, if we have some people who know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we can conquer the whole world. Means not just theoretically. One who really, really from their heart, they accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, means Krishna is the enjoyer, Krishna is the proprietor. And then I'll surrender to Krishna. When you have that realization, knowing Krishna in truth means Krishna is the enjoyer also. Krishna is the proprietor. Krishna is my well-wisher. And then you do everything. Then you are pure devotee. Because you have no desire for your own enjoyment. You are giving no material desires. Anya abhilashita shunyam. No personal desire, either gross or subtle, but only give pleasure to Krishna. Then you are a pure devotee. So then you will also become satisfied, of course. And Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita 10.7, Etam vibhutim yogam cha Mama veti tatvatah so vikalpena yogena yujyatenatra sanshaya. One who is factually convinced of this opulence and mystic power of mind engages in unalloyed devotional service. Of this there is no doubt. So we'll engage with all our hearts uninterruptedly also, not unmotivated and uninterruptedly. So then you are liberated if you are engaged in. That is what is going on in the spiritual world, right? Unmotivated, uninterrupted devotional service in the spiritual world. So when you can do that here, then you are ready to go back to the spiritual world, right? You have, because it's just the change of place. What you will fit completely there when you can do, because otherwise you'll think, oh, now I've done my chanting, now let me do something else. So, but when you have, because it's the same environment there, you can have it, you can do that here. Like we take mock exam, right? Before, like for competitive exams, you take some mock exams to see how you are doing, to gauge your, preparation, how you're doing. So similarly, when you are always thinking of Krishna here and you are always dedicated to service of Krishna, then you are ready to go back to the spiritual world. You have taste like that. Yeah, because it will just change the environment. The spiritual world is all made of spirit. Here it's made of matter. So that's why it's the material world. But if you engage in Krishna consciousness, that's why it is said, Iha yasya harir dasya karmana manasa gira. Nikhalasva api avasthashu.
So, Jivan Mukta
So
Uchyate.
you are liberated in this material world here, right here, if you are engaged fully in devotional service. Jivan Mukta. So that's how we can know we are ready to go back to the spiritual world. Like we take mock exam and we say, okay, this is how I am prepared. Actually, we can know how much we are advanced if we introspect. How many thoughts of sense gratification and how much I am inclined to sense gratification, how much I am inclined to Krishna's service, how much I have taste for. We don't have to ask anybody. If you have eaten a nice meal, you can know for yourself how much of how satisfied you are. You don't have to get a certificate from anybody else outside. You know how much you are thinking of Krishna during your day. You know. I mean, if you think about, if you're honest with yourself, you can say, yeah, I have these anarthas, I have all these lusty inclinations, I have this, material desires for wealth, name, fame, and all these things. So that's why we have to be very thoroughly introspective, right? In spiritual life, we have to thoroughly be introspective. If you have envy, we can detect, yes, I have envy in the heart. If you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna will reveal to us all the anarthas. So sometimes we may not know, but if we practice devotional service, then Krishna will give the intelligence. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam pyanvide. In that purport, Prabhupada says, one may be associated with an organization, but he may not be like taking advantage of the spiritual master and things like that. But if he is engaged in devotional service, then Krishna will tell. If you are sincerely engaged in devotional service, Krishna will tell in the heart. A person may have a bona fide spiritual master and may be attached to a spiritual organization, but if he's still not intelligent enough to make progress, then Krishna from within gives him instructions so that he may ultimately come to him without difficulty. That means he will tell you what are the obstacles, everything. The qualification is that a person always engage himself in Krishna consciousness with love and devotion, render all kinds of services. He should perform some work for Krishna, and that work should be with love. So Prabhupada was saying, Bhajatam Priti Purvakam. Priti means with love. So when we chant, we have to chant with love. What is that verse? Krishne Tina Manava Sundarasya
Radheti
Radheti
Nav Sundar
Imagine.
Dugdam Krishneti Nav Madhuradbhuta Gada Dugdam Sarvakshanam Surabhi Raghimenaranyam Kritva Tad Pibame Rasni Shudharthi.
Raghunath Das Goswami saying, the name Radha, which is Hare. You don't have to chant Radha. Hare is Radha. The name Radha is fresh, beautiful, charming nectar, and the name Krishna is sweet, wonderfully condensed milk. So one is nectar and that is milk. Oh, my hunger-stricken tongue, enrich this with the fragrant camphor of rag. Rag means love, and drink them at every moment.
This slightly different translation. You mix the delicious nectar of the name Radha with the sweet condensed milk of the name Krishna, add the fragrant ice of pure love, and drink this charming drink at every moment.
Yeah, it says enrich this. It's kind of with love you add, and of course it doesn't say mix them. The name Radha is fresh. Krishna is wonderfully. Oh, hunger-stricken tongue, enrich this with the fragrant camphor of Raga love and drink them at every moment. Yes. So mix everything, Radha and Krishna. That is the Hare Krishna, the mantra. You're mixing Radha and Krishna, and then you add love. That's Priti Purvakam. You add love, chant lovingly, calling to Krishna with love.
I think Himena may mean ice.
Yeah, Himena is ice, correct. Snow. Himalaya is like the place of snow. Himalaya.
Yeah, that's why it says ice of pure love.
It doesn't say ice here, okay, in this translation, but yeah. So whatever we do, we have to do with affection because that's what Krishna wants. He doesn't want any service or anything. He wants our love through that service. So that's why Rukmini Krishna Prabhu was saying that you chant. Don't think about the time. Oh, I have to chant and oh, I have to finish my rounds and all these things. Don't think about the time. Just be with Krishna. Don't think I have to finish my rounds. Now I have this much time left. I heard only part of it. It was a nice class. So, yeah. You think that you have all the time. Yeah. And when you are with somebody, of course, because we don't like to chant, so we want to finish it and then move on to the next thing. So, but if you are really liking to be with somebody whose company you like, you be very comfortable. You're not thinking, you're not watching, you're looking at the clock and say, oh, when is this going to end? When is this going to end? No. So he says we are more concerned with pulling our counter beats, right? To like moving that instead of what is going on inside
the beat bag.
inside the beat bag, we may be taking one beat, we may be skipping some names when we are chanting, and also we are maybe two malas we are moving, two beats we are moving for one mantra. We are moving fast. So so we have to be careful, right? We don't want to just pull our counter beats so that, okay, now it's 16. Okay, I'm done. Put the beat back. Then you will not. They say, I think Radhanath Maharaj was saying, if you just want to get your rounds done, then Krishna will make sure, yeah, you will get your rounds done, but you will not get the taste. So it's not about getting our rounds done only, but it is about chanting with feeling, putting our attention to the holy name, like that, giving our consciousness to the holy name, like that. Then you will get taste. It's not like I have to just somehow or other, get through this. I don't like it, but I have taken this vow of initiation, so I have to get somehow or other, I have to go past it. No, so that's why we have to plan our day. So we have enough time to chant nicely. Okay. Okay, so that's about chanting. So the next verse we can do tomorrow. Any other comments?
We also have this verse. Tar madhye sarvashreshtha harinam sankirtan nerapradhe naam lai paya prema dhan.
He was quoting this verse here.
Niraprad, avoiding the offenses, then we'll get Krishna Prem. Otherwise, we go. So there's what is that? That is Shuddh Nam, and Nama Bhas, and what is the first one?
Aparad.
Aprad. What is that? It's called Nam Aprad, Nama Bhas, and Shuddh Nam. Yeah, so he was saying that Ajamil called for his son, but he was ignorantly calling out the name of Krishna. So that worked for him. But for us, if knowing the glories of the holy name, we are inattentively chanting, then that comes in the category of nama prad, because somebody was asking, "Ki, what is like?" Even Bhagavatam says, if unknowingly some child touches fire, the fire will burn him. So somebody said, okay, I just have to chant the name, right? Why are you talking about attention? Because just chanting the name should do the work. Because according to that verse, it should work, even ignorantly done. But that was in case of Nama Bhas, where somebody does not know the glories of the holy name and he performs that activity unknowingly. For us, then that will
He
fall
said
in the
he's
category.
innocent criminal, right? He's
Yes,
innocent
innocent
criminal.
criminal, Ajamil.
Yeah. And we are basically we are learned.
Learned
I mean, we
criminal.
know. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
something like that. Yeah. So until we take the Shuddha Nam,
Hmm.
Namaparad, Namabhas, and Shuddha Nam, right? Three
Yes.
things we said.
Yes. Actually, what I've heard is we can only go up till Namabhas. Namabhas means endeavoring to chant nicely. Whenever our mind gets distracted, we pull it back. When Krishna is pleased with our endeavor of chanting nicely, then he will raise us to Shuddhanam. That is through his mercy, he will raise us. But on our side, we have to endeavor to chant nicely whenever yato yato nischalati manaschanchalas sthiram. Bring your mind back wherever it goes.
Yeah, that's they say the root of all offenses is inattentive chanting. So mother of all offenses is inattentive chanting. So we should chant, knowing that all other offenses will come if I don't chant it. So I try my best, right? That's what we can do. But yeah, so okay.
So that's why they say what action, attention, and intention. Not just the action. And you have to be attentive, and the intention also has to be proper. Just
Yeah. Intention is to purify the heart, to awaken love for Krishna, to please Krishna. That should be the intention.
yeah, because two people can be chanting same amount, but one is making more progress than the other, because one is more attentive. In any
Yeah.
service that we do for Krishna.
Yes, correct. It
Even
says, yeah, because you have not removed the anchor and you're rowing the boat, then the boat is not going to go very far. So that
even
also to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions.
mm-hmm.
So we have to try. I mean, we cannot give up because we are deeply conditioned, but at least we should have a desire to give up those. And if we don't have desire, we should have a desire to have a desire like that, to give up all these things.
Even Bhagavatam Prabhupada says one should hear with rapt attention. But one cannot give rapt attention unless he is pure in mind. And one cannot be pure in mind unless he is pure in action. And one cannot be pure in action unless he is pure in eating, sleeping, mating, and depending.
Yeah.
In attention are the seeds of love. Attention to detailing is a sign of love. So
Yeah, and attention is strong when you have desire. Everything rests on desire.
oh yeah, that's what he was saying. Yeah, because Prabhupada responded to one person, right? How do you make spiritual advancement? Prabhupada was living in a car. He just said one word, desire, and he left. Yeah, more intensely we desire things because that is what is driving us.
And desire comes when we associate with devotees, when we
And
hear,
here,
when we hear.
the glories of this process.
So that is how we got the desire, right? We met some devotee and they told us something about chanting and we heard from them. So we got the desire. So everything is based on desire. We are moving in this material world. This banyan tree is reflected on the water of desire. Everything by our own desire, we came to this material world, and our own desires are going to take us to our next body. Whatever, because desire will result in activities. Whatever desires you have, that is our karma. And like that, our mind and all. So everything is based on desire. So ultimately we have to change our desires. And yeah, if we desire to become humble, we can become humble. We can pray to Krishna. If I desire to develop good qualities, yes, I desire to be attached to Krishna. I desire to give up all the anarthas. And the stronger the desire, the more we'll be more like attached to fulfilling that desire. Like I have a strong desire to buy an iPhone. Sometimes you could say, okay, I have desire, but it's not like, then, okay, desires come and go. But when you have a strong desire, no, I have to, then you actually go to Best Buy or wherever and buy an iPhone. So everything is based on desire. So if we desire to go back home, back to Godhead, if we desire to become a pure devotee, then we will act upon it. Right? So everything is.
So more we have to hear about the spiritual world. Like you say, we heard about America. That's how we developed a desire, intense desire to come to America. Oh, how nice this place is, clean and so many opportunities. So more we hear about what's going on in the spiritual world, in the pastimes of how much fun is happening there, and no type of any distress or fear or no jealousy, no anger, envy, all these things, and everybody's so joyful, playing with Krishna, dancing with Krishna, having picnic with Krishna. And you will develop desire. Yeah, I want to be there in that world.
Yeah, Prabhupada says one should be captivated by this information.
Nathan Bashik.
That verse. So one should be captivated by this information. That yes. So, but we are so badly conditioned that we don't know outside this prison there is a whole life. We are in the prison so long, in the cycle of birth and death. We have become accustomed to it. That's why scripture says, no, there is a whole world out there where you can live happily forever. But that requires faith also, to believe that, oh, there is a place like that. Because all we know is this prison, so faith in scriptures. But you can logically conclude also that because we want to be in such a place, there must be some place like that. We want to be in a thing where we can live happily ever after. So there must be some place like that. Because here you can't live happily ever after. Because everything ends with death. And disease also comes, right? I mean, there is fear of disease and so many fears. So, okay. Anything else? So we can go a little bit shorter because I have to do some.
What time?
8:30.
Okay.
20 minutes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you said it was come at 9, right? 9:30.
Yeah, but I have to load my car and do certain things here.
Do you need help?
Yeah, if you want to come early, you can come 9 o'clock.
Okay, I'll come then.
I mean, it's not, yeah, the books are there over there, but yeah. Okay.
Okay, we're just continuing this pastime. So we are talking about Nrsimha temple, which comes in the Govardhan Parikrama. And Prabhupada was talking about that Indradumna Maharaj was saying that Prabhupada started worship of Nrsimha deity when there was an attack on the temple. Some bombs were thrown, and for the protection of the temple, and to protect our bodies, because our body is Krishna's property and is used in his service. We can pray to Lord Nrsimha Dev that please protect my body so that I can continue my service to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Who else in this world of death can protect us other than the Lord? As Bhagavatam says, everyone else is fallible soldier. I think that verse is there. What is that? the family members are fallible soldiers. You can be married, but if you Atma Sanishu, Asatsa Api. We think that our family members, they are our Sena, our soldiers, our army that will protect us. You can be married, but if your husband is a strong man and has big muscles, he cannot fully protect you. Well, nobody can protect himself, what to talk about others. Draupadi had 5 very strong husbands with her, but at her time of need, all of them fell. They could not help her. Bhagavatam states that no one in this material world can protect us. Even the best of the doctors cannot save you from disease if you are destined to die. Even the most powerful government cannot protect you, provide you with security. Prahlad Maharaj says, Balasya neho sharanam pitro narsinga. The parents can be there, but the child can die in front of the parents, or the doctor and medicine can be there, but the patient may die and still suffer. And the boat can be there, but still it cannot protect a drowning man. So powerful government can be there, but cannot provide you with security. Ultimately, only Krishna can protect you. He was saying about the holy name yesterday, Rukmini Krishna Prabhu. When we chant the holy name, we should be saying, holy name, only you can protect me. We should chant in this mode. In my time of need, only you will protect me. Only, please help me, please protect me in my time of need. Shastras point out that only God can offer us full protection. A Bengali proverb says, Rakhe Krishna mare Krishna rakhe ke. If Krishna wants to kill you, who can save you? And if Krishna wants to save you, then who can kill you? So we should become fearless that nobody can do any harm to me. Krishna says, Kaunteya pratijani naam bhaktya pranashyati. My devotee will never perish. We should have that faith. That is what is called surrender. Raksha shatiti vishwas. We have to have full faith that Krishna will protect me, Krishna will maintain me. He was saying that whether it was Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he says that if some devotee is practicing devotional service but still in his heart is fearful how he will be maintained in this world, then he's an atheist. Actually, he's not believing in God or something. I'll hear it again what he's. But while doing devotional service, not having faith that Krishna will protect me, feeling still fearful of situations, uh, that is not good. Srila Prabhupada says in a purport in the 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam that only the Lord can change one's destiny. Even if it is time for you to die, the Lord can extend your life for the purpose of devotional service. Right? Only Krishna can destroy one's karma. No other person, no other thing, and no other process can destroy our karma other than the process of bhakti and Krishna. So if he wants that, like he extended the life of Ajamil was going to die, but because he chanted the name of Narayan, Krishna sent Vishnu Dutas and he extended the life so that he can continue his devotional service. So Krishna can destroy all types of karma, even prarabdha karma. Something that is bound to happen, he can eliminate that for his devotee. We learn from Prabhupada that our real home is Golok Vrindavan and our hearts are aspiring for that. Vedic sages are not afraid of death. They're, let's see. Vedic sages are not afraid of death. They are very sober and serious at that time, whereas Vaishnavas who are higher in their spiritual advancement are very ecstatic at the time of death and welcome it because death for them means going back home, back to Golok Vrindavan. So, well, we have Prabhupada saying that for devotees, death is like cat holding a kitten in the mouth. The mother has come and the mother is very protective. The kitten feels protection when in the mouth of the cat. But if there is a mouse in the mouth of the cat, he will feel danger and he will feel death. So for non-devotees, not Vaishnavas, they don't believe in God, they are very fearful at the time of death. But for devotees, it's all fear. They're fearless. Another example is given. For devotees, the death is like love marriage. How the girl is so happy because she's going to a house where she loves the person she will be and she has all the plans and she's very joyful. While on the opposite side, arranged marriage, where she doesn't know who she's getting married to, how the husband will treat her, she'll be very fearful. So love marriage is like that of devotee, devotee's death. But yeah, for materialist, he does not know where he's going. It's all dark for him, what is going to happen. For devotees, future is always bright. So he's always optimistic about his next life. Even if he's not going back home, back to Godhead, he's going to a better place, better situation than this life, where he can continue his devotional service in a better way. So, for example, Dhruva Maharaj was happy when death personified appeared in front of him. He stepped on the head of death in order to ascend the Vaikuntha plane. When it seemed that Srila Prabhupada was getting ready to depart from this material world, his disciples and followers were very upset. They were thinking that it was too soon. They felt they were not fixed in Krishna consciousness, that they were fully unqualified to serve his mission in his absence. How many of Srila Prabhupada's disciples remained in Krishna consciousness after he left? Yeah, many of them left because they lost the guidance of Srila Prabhupada or something. Some of the senior disciples came to Srila Prabhupada and said, Srila Prabhupada, you can't leave us yet. We are too weak and won't remain Krishna conscious. We may not continue our spiritual journey and achieve perfection without your association and physical presence. You have to stay. They did not have any practical suggestions or an understanding of what to do in this situation, because they could see that Srila Prabhupada had stopped eating and drinking water for weeks. His living seemed imminent. His leaving seemed imminent. Then Srila Prabhupada surprised everyone. He opened his eyes and said, let me ask Krishna. So all the disciples were praying, Prabhupada, you must stay because we are very weak. We still need your guidance and your association. And Prabhupada opened his eyes. Everyone was stunned. Prabhupada closed his eyes again and he went into samadhi. Actually, he was always in samadhi. His eyes were always filled with tears of love for Krishna. He appeared as if he was sleeping. They were all waiting, watching him for about 20 minutes. Then he opened his eyes widely and said, all right. Krishna said I could stay here a little bit longer. Wow. So, Prabhupada is talking directly with Krishna and he's saying that Krishna is saying, I can stay here longer. That's how Krishna extended Prabhupada's visa in this world. We all have visa in this world and one day it will expire. Thank the Lord that he let him stay because it gave us so many sweet exchanges with Prabhupada. I don't know what this time they're referring to. He had a heart attack when he had come to America, and within 1 year he got a heart attack. He had to go back to India, but I'm not sure if he's talking about that or at the time.
I think it was earlier than the last, maybe.
Yeah, so is he talking about the last stage where Prabhupada is about to leave his body?
No,
And
no, not at that time. I
yeah,
think.
so then when he had just arrived to US, within 1 year he got a heart attack and he had to go back to India, and everybody was so new. He had the movement just started, so probably that. So yeah, Prabhupada had a heart attack. Of course he had heart attacks in Jaladuta, but when he came to US, little bit 1 year within that time frame, he got a heart attack. It was severe. He had to go back to India. He could not recover in America, but he returned from India, and then he spent 13, 14 years more building so many temples. We know that as a mystic yogi, the pure devotee of the Lord can leave his body at his own will. So yesterday, Rukmini Krishna Prabhu was talking about one devotee when Prabhupada had gone to India to preach there. One person came to meet Prabhupada, but before he came, he went to a mystic yogi, and he could, with his magic, create apple and something. So he was telling Prabhupada, I met this yogi, and out of nowhere, he brought the apple in. So he was saying, he was thinking, oh, Prabhupada would also show some mystic powers. If he has, he will show. So Prabhupada says, well, I went to America and I preached to all these hippies. They were staying on the streets. They became devotees, and we built so many temples, and we have so much arti going on. In each of the temple, so many apples are being offered to Krishna. Not just one apple I create. I have created so many temples, and each of the temples, so many apples are being offered to Krishna. So this is the power of Prabhupada, of course. So Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur describes how he saw his grandfather, who was perfect mystic yogi, leaving his body at will. And we have heard of so many pure devotees I have heard of that they tell beforehand that I'm going to leave today at this time. So pure devotees, somehow they know that they have the ability to leave at their own will. Then they know that this is the time for me. His grandfather just sat in lotus pose, lifted his living energy up, and left the body through the upper chakra. So that is Bhakti Vinod Thakur. He was describing his grandfather. Srila Prabhupada did not have to live under such difficult circumstances. He had no karma to suffer of his own, but he allowed himself to be put in a leela of disease so that his disciples could become more dependent upon him and to increase their love for him. So Prabhupada showed us how to live in this world, and he also showed us how to leave this world, the art of leaving, by Prabhupada was telling his disciples, don't think that this will not happen to you, that you also have to go through this old age and disease and death. But Prabhupada showed us how he was so Krishna conscious even at the last moments, that he was translating Bhagavatam till his last breath. And we see that in the video. The what is that video called? The last
The final
lesson.
lesson.
The final lesson. Yes, the final lesson. So that his disciples could become more dependent. But he allowed himself to be put into this Leela so that his disciples could become more dependent upon him and to increase their love for him. Prabhupada asked Krishna not to extend his life for himself, but rather for continuing his service to Krishna. At that time, Srila Prabhupada taught us to pray to Krishna in the right way. Krishna, if you so desire, please extend the life of my spiritual master. Right. So Prabhupada says, yes, you can pray to Krishna, but you have to pray like this. Krishna, if you so desire, please extend. So, if it is your desire, Krishna, we should always pray like this. I've seen Christians also, if you, Lord willing, they mention like this. So, we can ask things from Krishna, but in a way that we are saying that Krishna, if you think that that thing is good for me, then you give it to me. If it is not good to me, then good for me, then please don't give it to me. If it is good for my Krishna consciousness, then only you give it to me. So if it is your desire, or that Prithu Maharaj also says, right, I'm like your child and you're like my father, you know what is best for me, so you give me whatever you think is best for me. That's all. So that is the best prayer we can say, rather than asking things from Krishna. Even extending one's life, yeah, whether we'll be able to be Krishna conscious or not, or we'll just suffer through by extending the life, that Krishna only knows, because he has seen the future. We pray to Lord Nrsingadev in case of danger. Nrsingadev is Krishna himself, who wants to protect his devotees. He protects the devotees from the demons, from the inevitable laws of nature, from old age, disease, and death. And finally, everybody has to die, but what is your consciousness at the time of death is what Krishna will protect us. That even if we may not be conscious at the time of death, but throughout our life we have chanted Hare Krishna, then Krishna promises that even though my devotee is not able to remember me at the time of death because of difficulties in his body, he's in coma, etc., I will remember my devotee and take him back home, back to Godhead. Here in the material world, to a greater or lesser degree, people are inimical towards God, otherwise, they would not be living here. This is not the place for ecstatic lovers of God. So, we have all come to this world because we have envy towards Krishna. So, this is not the place of ecstatic lovers of God, but lovers of God do come to guide us back home, back to Godhead. Like Prabhupada and other acharyas, the six Goswamis, all have come from the spiritual world. They are residents of the spiritual world, Nitya Siddhas. They don't want to come here, and even I'm going to tell in my pastime tomorrow what Prabhupada says, that I didn't want to come here, but Prabhupada said, but Krishna said, you go and you write books and I will create palaces for you. So he says, Krishna sent me to this material world to write books and preach and bring everybody, all the suffering souls, back to him. So that's why the ecstatic lovers of God come to this material world. One devotee glorifying Lord Chaitanya said, "O Mahaprabhu, you are the greatest lover of God." Mahaprabhu replied, "If I had enough love for Krishna, I would not be in the material world. I would be with him in the spiritual world. To be in this material world, to have this material body, is a fallen condition. The real cause of our fallen condition is envy of the Lord. Of course, no one likes to hear the glories of someone they feel envious of. And if someone praises their enemy, they feel uncomfortable. That's how you know you have envy towards somebody. If they are being praised, you can't tolerate that. You can't tolerate hearing other people's glories and praise. If someone praises your relative or your beloved husband, then you're very happy because you love that person. But if they praise your enemy, you want to avoid this talk and leave this place quickly because it is unpleasant. So, most people, to a lesser or greater degree, do not like when God is glorified. It makes preaching very difficult and sometimes dangerous. What is our method? It is the method of Sankirtan. It is going together on the street glorifying Krishna. Sankirtan means together glorifying Krishna, and that Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. While doing so, you will get all kinds of reactions. Some people will not have any interest, some will walk by and make some comments, and sometimes they will even attack the Sankirtan party. It has already happened several times in our ISKCON movement. I remember the first time our Harinam party was attacked. I was a young devotee at that time. When Mataji was going in front of our Harinam group with a plate of sweets, suddenly one big strong boy came and kicked the plate out of her hands. I was leading the kirtan. I saw all those sweets, barfi, flying in the air in all directions. Then the hooligan grabbed the Mataji and was going to kiss her. I put my mridanga, turned him around, and punched him. He fell on the ground and moved aside, but he stood up, and because he was taller and stronger than me, he showed me his fist, showing me that he wanted to fight. At the time, I was young, skinny Grahasta, and he was a big man with a red beard, wild hair, and scary tattoos all over his body. Half of his teeth were missing too. You could tell that he was a real street fighter from the look he had, and I was a little hesitant for a moment. Suddenly, I saw a frightened look on his face. I got a bit more courage after that and started coming closer. The closer I was coming to him, the more frightened a look he had, which really gave me courage. Then he turned and ran away. I proudly thought that I made him run away, but looking back, I saw a big group of brahmacharis behind me. My main point is that the nature of people is becoming so demoniac and envious that they attack even people glorifying God. And we know about Haridas Thakur. All he was doing was chanting the holy name all the time, 23 out of 24 hours he was chanting. But people were so inimical of him and envious people that they said, oh, his glories are increasing, so let me try to kill him. So even the Hindus and the Muslims both became envious of him, and the Nawab Hussain Shah and Muslims, they tried to kill him in 22 marketplaces, and somebody sent prostitute to him to make him fall down. All he is doing is chanting the holy name, but still people are demoniac. Moreover, they attack God Himself. We know descriptions of how Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu challenge God Himself as well as His dear devotees. Only the Lord Himself can protect and save His devotees, because sometimes the demons become so powerful that even the demigods cannot match them. Yeah, so many times demons get hold control over the heavenly planets. The Indra and others, they have to flee and take other positions somewhere, hide somewhere. Then there is only one person who can, and only one person helps the demigods at that time is Lord Vishnu. Krishna. Then there is only one person who can rectify the situation, that is Krishna. Krishna comes in a very appropriate form. Krishna is very beautiful, very sweet, and very charming. So, to deal with the demons, sometimes he comes as a half man, half lion. So, although Krishna is very beautiful, very charming, but he took this form of very fearsome form of half man and half lion to protect his devotees. The devotees need protection because they represent the Lord in this world. Lord Nrsimha also helps to destroy the obstacles we encounter on our spiritual path, which are our demoniac habits and desires. These are lust, anger, greed. These are the real obstacles on our way back home, back to Godhead. The demons come and go, but those demoniac desires remain with us birth after birth. Even death does not destroy lust, anger, and greed. After death, your subtle body comes with you to the next life with the same nasty demoniac desires. Only the Lord can help you get rid of them. Because it's the subtle body, mind, intelligence, and false ego carries us to the next life. And this, yeah, and mind has accumulations of all the material desires from the past. So until that is destroyed, until our false ego is destroyed, we'll continue in our next life. The subtle body will carry. By the mercy of Guru, we have been enlightened about what is the goal. But let us be honest, we are beginning our journey within the dense, dark forest of material existence. We are right in the middle of the forest, and the fringe of the forest is really far away, and many dangers lay between ourselves and Krishna. So, we were discussing yesterday, this quote is from yesterday, that there is danger at every step, and we are going through a very dense dark forest of material existence, and there's so many temptations. That's why Prabhupada was always praying, Krishna, please protect me from falling down, and please protect me for my own mind, my own false ego, my own anarthas, and me myself is my greatest enemy. So protect me from basically myself. My own senses are can distract me, my own mind troubles me, and my own anarthas. So we need protection. So we pray to Lord Nrsingadev to protect us from our own anarthas. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you very much. It's nice to read about how, Maharaj is saying he has encountered so many, even in Poland when he was preaching. Then there were so many people, he had to employ bodyguards. And when we went to Poland, I went with Prem Vilas Prabhu and Lalita Mataji in 2014. We saw some very strong devotees, right? They were protecting, because sometimes people come and attack the setting. Even during Prabhupada's time, one time Naxalites came, right? Naxalites came, then they attacked.
At that time, he sang Brahma Samhita, or
Yeah, Brahma Samhita is saying the Chinta Mani Prakara Sadma Sukal Praksha. I think that's the. And then somehow they just left. The Naxalites, they were like doing all the chairs, they were doing so many things. And when Prabhupada came, yeah, so
and some have also seen Nrsingadev come,
yes.
right, to protect them.
Mm. Like one book distributor, he was distributing books and it was evening time in a parking lot and there was not many people. And this person came because he knew that this book distributor had a lot of money. So he approached him and he wanted to take away all the money and showed a gun. And this devotee started chanting prayers to Nrsingadev, and suddenly something happened. I don't know what. He said he suddenly turned away, and maybe he saw Nrsingadev. Not like that. So, yeah, Krishna will protect, but sometimes Krishna may not also.
Ladhani Mataji and some others have been, gunshotted.
Yeah, it's very sad. But yeah,
But
this is the
Krishna
material
protects
world.
our consciousness, right? He may not protect our body.
Yeah. But we lose devotees. That's their ultimate.
Mhm.
It's a very sad situation. This is a material world, so we can expect that these things will happen. Everybody is inimical, as it is mentioned here. Okay, but many times Krishna is protected. And if he deems fit, as you were saying, right? So, what is that? We say poison can kill us one time, but
Yeah, Vish and Vishaya. Vish, poison, can only kill us one time. The body can be dead. But Vishaya means sense objects attracting us, means basically sense gratification. Kills us again and again. Like we take multiple bodies because, yeah.
Yeah. So the thing is, yeah, even the whole world, like, I mean, Mahavishnu breathes in and out, and the whole world is destroyed, but our false ego is not destroyed. Right.
That's
That
yeah.
after going through so many destructions in this material world of this material universes, so many times we may have been in the body of Mahavishnu, but because still our false ego is not destroyed, we come back and again and again.
Hmm.
So main
That's
thing is to
right.
destroy
They
the
say that Hiranyakashipu got this blessing, right? I cannot be killed inside the house, outside the house, in the air, on the ground, not by any weapon. So Gauranga Prabhu was saying that it is false ego. False ego cannot be killed inside the house, outside the house, in any situation. It continues. In wherever you go, you take your false ego. And one other thing was that Lord Ram came back after killing Ravan. So his mother said, "You killed Ravan." But Ram said, "मैंने रावण को नहीं मारा, मैंने रावण को मारा." मैंने So what is it? I did not kill Ravan, but मैं means false ego. I, me, and mine. That's false ego. False ego killed Ravan. I did not kill Ravan, but his own false ego killed himself.
Okay, his own false ego killed him.
मैंने रावण को नहीं मारा, मैं means false ego. मैंने
I and mine, basically. I and mine.
yeah, yeah, it's like Hindi. I heard. I don't know if you have heard it.
The conception of I and mine killed
Yeah,
Ravan, actually. I
yeah.
didn't kill Ravan, but his own false ego killed him.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I have to do some things here, so we cannot go. But tomorrow you can give the class in the morning. 8 to 9 you want to give, or 7 to 8? Whatever works. Okay, thank you very much. We will, if anybody else has any comments, Janish.
No comments, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
And Manohar Chaitanya Prabhu is coming to help us with distribution of books. I don't know if he's coming, he's there. All right, so thank you everyone. Hare Krishna.